Great to be chatting, and I'm happy to, I figured I'd kind of go over the story of Campus Job and tell you a little bit about how our business works, how our product works, what makes us different than any of the other players in this space, and then we could get into any questions you might have. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Great. Just out of curiosity, how many people are in the room, just so I...
We got 12, I think. 13.
Wow, awesome. And these are high school, what year are you guys?
Everything.
Awesome, very cool, great. So let me start with the story of Campus Job, which hopefully you guys will experience soon when you go to school. So back when I was in college, I'm born and raised in New York City. I went to the University of Pennsylvania, and back in school, I was the Anheuser-Busch campus rep, which means I represented a company that makes beer, Budweiser, for example, and a lot of other really cool products. And I had a great time as the Anheuser-Busch campus rep, representing a Fortune 500 company and doing their marketing. And I learned a lot about what it's like to do marketing. And I had studied math and political science and a little bit of computer science, so I didn't even know what marketing was before that. So I was very excited about this opportunity, and all my friends would constantly ask, how did you get this job? And I never really had a very good answer, and it was because I got an accidental email sent to me. So what I offered me the position, and I said, okay, so I knew it was not for me. So senior year of college, I got a job offer to Google really early on, and I decided that I would take the job offer and I would spend my senior year kind of, it's the equivalent of senior year of high school when you get into college early and you kind of have the rest of the senior year to enjoy, not just enjoy, you always enjoy high school, but to not stress too much about grades. So it was the same for college for me. So I decided I would spend senior year after getting the job offer to Google doing some kind of a side project business. And I had this idea where I would help businesses find students like me to hire to be their campus representatives and help my friends find really cool campus rep jobs. So senior year, I actually ended up, long story short, I found my co-founder going to build the site. And I reached out to him and I said, let's work on a site that fixes this problem. And we did, and we built it, and we won $1,000 from the university to kind of keep the site up and running, and then we graduated. And over 2 years, I went to Google, and JJ went traveling around the world as a backpacking freelance web developer, and then he went to a company called McKinsey that does management consulting to large businesses. And over 2 years, the website that we created in college grew and grew and grew and grew, and we realized that there was something really special there. And so I decided to quit my job at Google. I was living in India at the time, working for Google. And JJ quit his job, and we started a business together that would use the inspiration of that side project from college. It wasn't the same thing, so we shut down the other website. But we would use that inspiration, and we would help solve a much bigger problem, which is that it's really hard for college students to get jobs. Whether you go to an Ivy League school and have a 4.0 or a community college, and maybe school is not your thing, it's really hard to find a job. Whether it be a job that gets you money or a job that helps your resume. So we wanted to fix that, and that's how Campus Job came to be. So what we realized was, coming from Google, I knew that it's somewhat easy to find like a match between any student and any employer, but what's really difficult is to find a qualified lead, like a really good match. So for example, when you guys are applying for colleges, you want to find, you probably find a college just by walking around, and you'll stumble across that school. There's like 7,568 campuses in the US alone. But you want to find the right match. That's the one you apply for. You want to find the one that if sports matters to you, the one that has good sports. Or if you want to be in a city, you want to apply for a city school. So the same could be said for jobs. We wanted to help students who study marketing find marketing jobs, and students who study computer science find computer science jobs. And there was no website out there that really helped connect employers with qualified students. And that's what we aim to be. So the way our site works is that a student comes to Campus Job, they fill out a profile, and then we only show the jobs that they're qualified to apply for based on their profile. So for example, if you say you're a computer science student, then you'll be able to see the Dropbox Software Engineering Summer Internship in San Francisco. But if you're not a computer science student, you study art history, Dropbox just doesn't want you to apply because they have very specific qualifications. qualifications that the business set up. So for example, if the business says, I want a soccer playing, Spanish speaking, computer science 4.0 senior student who goes to Harvard and is in a fraternity and plays the flute, then it's going to be a more expensive candidate than I want any student who's in a frat or something like that. So we price based on the specification. So that's kind of the background of the company. In terms of our financing, in case you guys are interested in that, so we only launched about 9 months ago. Our company's been around for 10 months, and we launched 9 months ago. And we raised a very small, what's called a seed round from venture capitalists. I'm happy to explain any of this stuff if I'm saying words that don't make sense. I definitely didn't know what any of these words meant in high school. So we raised a small seed round of about $1 million before we ever launched any product, before we had users, before we had revenue. And then we've grown so quickly over the past 9 or so months that we've since then raised another $7.8 million. So we've now raised about $9.1 million to help grow this business. And we are making money. We're a real business with users, with customers, revenue, with a team. Our team is now about 12 people. So that is kind of the breakdown of Campus Job. We're hiring a ton and happy to talk about what we think about when we're hiring. We're growing our team we were 4 people in the first few months, then we became 8 people. We did an accelerator program called Y Combinator, and now we are 12 people, and we're going to be 20 by the end of the summer. So we're growing pretty quickly and learning a lot about how to hire. So happy to answer any questions about it.
Who's got questions?
I have a question.
Go on up to the camera and you can see you.
Okay. Hi. I have a question. Do you pay yourself a salary for your job?
That's a great question. So legally, you're mandated to accept the salary, especially when we were working in California. But my co-founder and I, at least, at the very beginning, we did something called bootstrapping, which means that we literally kind of paid for the company out of our own savings. And then when we got venture capital backing, we took minimum wage on a yearly basis, something that basically we took just enough that the government wouldn't crack down on us not paying ourselves. Technically, we are employees of the company, so it would be illegal for us not to make money. And at least at the stage that we were at, that's what our lawyers told us. and so, yeah, we do make salary. I will tell you it's a fraction of what I made at Google, but we definitely make a salary.
Well, that's a question.
I've never been asked that before.
I've actually never heard that asked either. That's a good question. But come on up. All right.
So like obviously you have like a pretty successful company. Like what do you do day to day to manage that? Like what's like your average day as CEO?
CEO.
What's like an average day like a CEO?
Yeah, so great question. So I'm now speaking at panel events with like 50 or 100 entrepreneurs or investors or whatever it might be. I now speak at panel events pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. So doing different press events and press interviews, trying to be the face of the company and really get the word out on a larger scale. I do a lot of hiring. I pretty much am interviewing 5 or 6 candidates every single day because our team is hiring so much, and for every position that we offer, we probably interview 20 or so people for that one position. I talk to our investors, so I'm the only point of contact at our company for our investors. I talk to our lawyers because every day we have to create a new legal contract or whatnot. I'm involved in all of the large partnerships conversations, so we're starting to do partnerships with some universities we're really excited about. And so I was in Florida all day yesterday, meeting with a few colleges and definitely working on those. And then I also am part of the larger sales. So we have an awesome sales team that sells to employers, and then if we have a large account that is spending usually it's anywhere from $10,000 or more dollars, then I'll typically get involved in the conversation just to introduce myself and help out any way I can and help brainstorm ways we can work together beyond just employment. And then other little things. I do our Facebook ads, I do our Google ads, and we're moving offices on Friday to a new really cool office themed to college. So I'm working on that. I love interior decorating, so it's kind of a fun pet project for me.
All right, thank you.
Go.
These guys are great. Oh God. Prepare yourself, everyone.
All right, so my question kind of has two parts. Were you a computer science major?
So I studied math and political science, and then I took a bunch of computer science classes, but I did not major in it.
So did you design the website, or did you bring it, or did your partner design the website?
Yeah, so I actually designed the website and JP built the whole website.
All right, that was my question. So you were the web designer and your partner was the programmer.
Exactly.
All right.
So I do all the UI and UX, and JJ builds everything.
Sweet.
Sweet.
We just hired an internal designer though on our team who I'm very excited about. His name is Sean, and he's amazing, and he's way better than I am, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, go on up.
All right. So, do you think that you're going to be doing anything in the future, like different from this, or are you just going to focus on this for the rest of like however long your career?
For the rest of however long. We're really focused on. Right now, we want to focus on focusing. As silly as that sounds, we want to become the best source for all college students to get any kind of job. That being said, with time, we definitely plan to expand in other ways, whether that be we can help students who aren't necessarily college, maybe if high school students get jobs and internships, maybe we can help, what else can we do? Hold on, my co-founder, can't see anyone, but you want to say hi?
Sure.
Here, my co-founder's here who is the CTO, he can just say hi.
Hi. Hey, you were in the movie too.
Alright. So we don't know which way we're going to expand, and right now we're just focused on helping college students get jobs.
All right. Thank you. That's my question.
Yeah, no problem.
Who else has a question?
Actually, I'm just gonna,
All right.
for the sake of asking a question,
No.
How do the companies, do you get paid for every time someone like gets a job at a company, or do they pay you just to have their companies on your website, or do they not pay you at all?
So we just get paid when a student applies to a company. So whether or not they hire the student, we get paid for the application.
Oh,
Go.
like how much?
She can't hear you.
Like, on average, how much does a company pay you per application?
It's a great question. On average, it's about $5, but it's as low as $3 and as high as $15. It completely depends on the specifications, but usually we get paid about $5.
And how many applications have you had total?
Like hundreds of thousands. We've had a lot of applications going through.
Wow, that's a lot of $5 checks.
We're helping a lot of students get jobs, and you have to remember a lot of students will submit more than one application. I've seen one student submit 40 applications because it's so easy on our site. You literally just click the button, apply, and sometimes there's a little question you answer, but that's about it.
Interesting.
All right. Who else?
Oh, I have another question.
Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna ask a question. You go sit. You can be on deck.
Good question. Can I just ask, are there any females in this class?
We actually have one, but she's absent today.
You have one.
I'm curious.
Sorry.
How do you manage the equity of your company? Like, how do you manage it? Like, do you have any plans to do anything with it? Like, if it's plan on going public at all, or?
So if a company goes public, then that means they're killing it. So I really hope we go public. Seeing as how we've only been around for 9 months, I have a feeling we won't go public if we ever do for another many years. But if I could ask for anything for the outcome of this company, I think going public would be awesome. Or selling for a few $1 billion, but I would probably rather even go public. So that's a great question, though. But yeah, so equity right now, the way it works is when the founders start a company, they usually split it, whether it's equal or different amounts. that's what we've done so far.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So like since your website's called Campus Job, I'm guessing you have to be a college student to use the website.
It's okay with you.
So it's a great question. We're changing the name of our company this summer, actually. So we're really excited about that.
Wow.
We even
What,
sent a
summer?
survey out to 150,000 students who use our site, saying, "Hey, we'll give whoever comes up with the name of our company $2,000." So we got a lot of interesting submissions. Some bad, some good.
What are some of the good ones?
So we're going to be changing our name this summer. We don't know to what yet, but we have a few like top choices.
I want to see the funny one.
But for right now, do you have to be a college student to use the website?
Yes, for today, you have to be, and for the past 9 months, you have to be a college student, and we know that you're a college student because you have a .edu email that matches one of the 7,568 campuses in our database.
That's what I was also going to ask. How do you make sure that they're
Yeah.
a college student?
What's been your favorite part of the process so far?
By the way, I just want to comment that you guys ask good questions, like much better than some of the other. I go and speak to investors and they ask some stupid questions. So thank you guys. What's been my favorite part so far? Definitely growing the team. Our team is awesome, really, really smart, really cool, very hardworking, and it's been really fun to be able to work. Very rewarding as well to work with such incredible people. I would also say it's really cool when I walk on a college campus and I ask a student, "Have you heard of Campus Job?" and they say, "Yeah, I got my job through Campus Job." And it's a very cool thing when you're actually affecting so many people's lives.
When that happens, are you like, yeah, you're welcome?
No, I usually don't tell them. Sometimes I'll get giddy and I'll say, "Oh, I work at that company. I'm so happy." But we don't really take the approach of "you're welcome."
Yeah, I worked in it. Yeah.
That's by the way, Caleb, that's advice. Don't do that.
Oh, all right.
What would be your biggest piece of advice for students looking to start their own company sometime in the future?
Yeah, I started a club in high school, and then I started a company sophomore year of college that I ended up selling, and then my second company was that's when I talked about. I can't tell you enough how much starting that club in high school and starting that company in college really helped me, not just with getting my job offer to Google, but also every day today there's something that I use from my learnings of starting that club in high school or those two businesses in college that really help out. So I can't say enough. Start while you're young. Sounds a little wrong, but you can get forgiveness very easily. If you, for example, don't if you start a business in college or in high school and you forget to charge sales tax, usually you can figure out a way because you're a student and people are forgiving, or maybe you forget to incorporate the right way or whatever it might be. And you have teachers who love you, and you have mentors. You guys can email anyone and say, "I'm a student in high school. I just want to talk to you for 5 minutes to help." And no one's going to say no to a high school student. So I would say really take advantage of that student status while you have it, and try to meet people, meet interesting people, and do interesting things. Because once you become a real adult and you graduate from high school and college, people are not as interested in talking to you.
What was your position at Google?
Sorry, what did you say?
What was your position at Google?
Oh, I was a product marketing manager. So I led first I worked on the partnerships team in California, and I also helped do product marketing for the Google search app. And then I moved to India and led a brand team out there.
And
Yeah, believe it or not everyone knows what Google is, and not everyone even knows what Google does other than search. And so there's obviously, as you guys probably know, there's a lot more to Google than just Google.com. There's Google Maps, there's Gmail, there's YouTube, and so my job in India was to educate 1.2 billion people on what those things are.
And in your interview at Google, did you get asked any crazy questions?
I was asked how many Chromebooks could we sell in a year. That was a pretty good question. No, I wasn't asked any of the weird how many golf balls in a bus or anything like that.
Yeah.
Questions about a few years ago.
And I have a question. How many Chromebooks can you sell in a year?
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't remember the math I did at the time, but I do remember being very happy and grateful that I'd done the research on what the market size looked like. And so I kind of, this is what you learn in college when you're preparing for consulting interviews, which is the job my co-founder had, and I did when we met. So you literally think about the whole country, you think about how often people buy a computer, you think about the type of people that would buy a Chromebook. So it tends to be more enterprise customers, business users. You think about how often they would have to rebuy, and then what the market share would be of an Apple and a Windows versus a Chrome, and then you do the math.
So it would, like in this theoretical situation, it's only limited by demand, not supply.
I'm sorry, I totally couldn't hear you.
Like in this theoretical Chromebook selling situation, you're only limited by demand, not by supply.
That's definitely correct, because Google has unlimited supply of Chromebooks.
Caleb, go sit
Wow.
back down. That's the last question.
I have a question.
We have a real question.
That was all I.
Okay, so you mentioned that first company that you made in college and that you sold it. How much did you sell that for?
I can't say how much I sold it for, but what it was really interesting. It was a college student discount company. So I literally went around to restaurants and I got them to agree to give students at that college who had a card that I created to give them 10% off of their purchase. And then I took that card and I sold it to thousands of students at my school for $15 each. And so the students would go to the restaurant and they would say, I have a card, and they would get 10% off. And so it worked really well at 10, and I ended up franchising it out to other schools around the country.
Okay, follow-up question. Who bought it from you?
Some other college students ended up taking it over.
All right, so I don't think we have any more questions, but what do we say?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.